Welcome to Ask Auntie, the show where I answer whatever questions you send me. Today River wants to know, why is it when you look up, the sky is blue, but when you look out, the horizon is white? And this is such a cool observation. Like, go out on a sunny day, look up, look out, you'll see this variation, and it's one that's got some pretty cool science behind it. So the Earth's atmosphere is full of gases and particles that are basically scattering the sunlight at all times. And the sunlight itself is actually what we call white light. And white light is made up of all of the colors of the rainbow. So if you've ever seen a rainbow, that's because a raindrop is actually scattering that white light and showing you all the colors. Or if you've ever looked through a prism, you'll also see that white light then transforms into the colors of the rainbow. Now, just like the energy in the ocean, light energy travels in waves. And so the variation between any particular color depends on its wavelength or the range of wavelengths it's in. So, if you're seeing red versus blue versus green. Now, the wavelengths that we see, though, are only a tiny amount of the light energy that's beaming around the world at any time, or well, actually, literally the universe. So we call this the visible light spectrum. And so this, again, is that rainbow of colors and the white light. Now, the longest wavelength that you find in that spectrum is red, and the shortest that you find is blue. Now, red is about 750 nanometers, and blue or violet, that starts about 400 nanometers. Now, to give you a comparative sizing, a strand of hair, which you literally can't even see on this. I can see it, but you can't see it. Can you see it? Oh, there it is. So this strand of hair is 50,000 nanometers. So if you think of red being 750 and blue-violet being 400, these are super teeny tiny wavelengths, right? Well, because blue is the shortest wavelength, it actually does this really cool thing where it becomes scattered as it travels through the gas and particles in the atmosphere. So it's basically ping-ponging around, bouncing all over, and this is why we perceive a blue sky. So when you look up, everything looks blue because you're having this scattered and all the other colors are staying together and going straight through to your eye as the white light. So you see the blue above you because it's getting scattered and bounced around and not actually coming to you with the other colors because, again, these short wavelengths. Now that's great. That tells us why the sky is predominantly blue, but why is the horizon light blue or white? Well, it's actually really cool because when you get closer to the horizon, at this point, the light has been going through so many particles and so many bouncings around that it's actually starting to drastically fade. So you're going to perceive either a light blue or a white at the horizon because at that point, the blue is it's bounced out. In addition to that, you also have distance, right? So our perceptive abilities to see color does change based on the density of the things around us. So the atmosphere above you is pretty dense and you can see all that blue and it's not as scattered and it's coming straight directly at you versus really far away. You've got so much atmosphere that you're traveling through as far as your vision is concerned before you actually get there that you're gonna see that it's all scattered out. Now, fun fact, that's related to visible colors. And I still do product development for a really long time. And part of that is colors. And so I learned during that women actually have more cones in their eyes. Now, your cones determine what colors you perceive or pick up. We have more cones in our eyes than men do, which is why we may say, can you grab that lavender shirt? And they'll say, oh, you mean the purple one? And automatically you're like, no, the lavender one. Well, men actually don't perceive all of those tiny variations. They may not actually notice the hint of yellow that you see in a blue or the hint of brown that you see in a black. So it's actually kind of a neat phenomenon. So yeah, that's it for today's Ask Auntie. Now you guys know why when you look up, the sky is blue, and when you look out, the horizon is white. So share the knowledge. Tell your friends.